Hello, I'm Rebecca, and welcome to Masterful Chats. Masterful Chats are short, clear, concise, clarifying conversations designed to uplift, empower, inspire, and support you as you move forward on your spiritual path and in your life's journey. And today's chat is about being curious. But first, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I am an information synthesizer, a mystical scholar, and an intuitive. And I believe with my entire heart and whole being that we are each beloved children of God. We are all known individually and loved completely, totally, and beyond measure. And I'd like to say welcome to those of you who are viewing me for the very first time. I'm really excited for you to be here. And thank you to all of my wonderful subscribers and all those of you who are commenting and sharing your thoughts on the channel. I truly appreciate it. And please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It'll really help the channel grow. And please remember to stay to the end of the video because I will be offering you a spiritual tip or tool to move through your days with more ease and grace and peace. So now let's chat about being curious. In 5D, where the earth is ascending and where humanity is ascending, curiosity is abundant. Inquisitiveness is abundant. Those are all wonderful things. However, in the 3D matrix, what we're seeing around us out in the world is a lot of fear, a lot of demonization, a lot of victimization, and a lot of persecution. Not a lot of curiosity. If a person is in fear, it's very, very challenging and difficult for them to be curious. Curiosity is an expansive, vibrant state of being. It allows for different thoughts, different opinions, different ways of being. It requires that a person be safe within themselves, that they realize that they are a Christed being of light in physical form, that they are a sovereign being, and that because they are sovereign, they can allow other individuals and people to be exactly who they are. Curiosity allows one to look at the world and to learn from others and others' experiences. There's been such a rigidity in 3D that this is my life experience, and because you have a different life experience than me, yours is not valid or important. Curiosity allows for a discussion, for ideas to be brought out into the open, and for every path to be honored, and every person's experience to be honored. If an individual is holding rigid belief systems and patterns, being curious can be very dangerous, because if that belief is challenged, the entire belief system supporting it and surrounding it could implode and fall down. And what we're observing out in the world are a lot of individuals holding very, very rigid beliefs. Not only do they believe that their belief is the right one and the only one, but that everyone else in society needs to agree with it. There isn't a lot of curiosity in that, is there? By being curious, we open ourselves up to allow growth and experience to come to us in terms of life, situations, other people. We can allow two truths to stand side by side and realize that neither is wrong. Being curious can allow for differences, and it can honor each individual according to their own unique makeup and background. I think it's fair to say that most history is written by the victors, and that many cultures have been literally wiped out by their language, their customs, and their history being taken away, being really erased. As we ascend into the fifth dimension, humanity and the earth It's important that everyone's stories are valued and that everyone is heard and everyone is included at the table. And curiosity allows that to occur. And I have had some remarkable conversations talking to different people, their backgrounds and their experiences, things that, in terms of my life, completely diametrically opposed. But it was true for them as much as my experience was true for me. And as we move to 5D, that honoring is important. And I think it's also important to question the cultural myths that have been perpetuated by the victors. It doesn't mean that as a nation or a world or a culture we're less than, but I do think it's critical that we look at things from a historical perspective and understand how these myths were created, or that only one side of the story was told. And a sovereign being can listen to other stories and be okay with that and recognize that that may be very, very true for them. It necessarily wasn't our experience, but it was very true for them, and to honor that. And this idea that, once again, that no one has a right to make us feel bad about ourselves, that's poppycock. We are the only ones who can make ourselves feel bad about ourselves. As Christed beings of light in physical form, as sovereign beings. We may not have had any direct correlation in this life to another human being's experience, but we can understand how perhaps the larger culture did. And we are part of a collective, and one action that we take does impact everyone else in the collective. We are all interconnected. And sovereign beings can be curious, are curious. They aren't afraid of other viewpoints or other opinions. That doesn't mean that they want to listen to yelling and anger and hostility and hate. No, by any means, no. I'm talking about reasonable discourse. I'm talking about discussions, honoring both sides. Being curious about another's life experience can help us quite often understand ourselves much better. It can also help us understand people and cultures much better. Because we are a part of everyone and everyone is a part of us in this collective. This idea that we're standalone, autonomous units could not be further from the truth. We are all part of the collective, and everything we do, say, feel, think, and act on affects the collective. There have been studies done where there were huge meditations held in cities with high crime rates. And because while people were meditating, the crime rate actually went down. Every thought, word, feeling, and action that we take affects not only our lives, but everyone else's. And if we can be curious, not be in fear, be open, be receptive, we're going to learn a lot. We're going to expand a lot because there's such a variety out there. There's so many differences. Nature is so diverse and so vibrant. So is humanity. We are not all meant to be carbon copies of one another. That goes against nature entirely. I love the internet. This nerd, I love finding out what I can find out whenever I want to find it out. I'm just like a kid in a candy store every day. I'm so curious. And I've learned so many things that I never even had a conception of I've learned about ways of being that are so different from mine, but are so beautiful. So when you are curious and you're out in the world, talking to people, asking them about themselves, you'll learn so much. And we're all in this together. As I like to say, no one gets out alive. You know, we can laugh at things, we can joke at things, we can have fun. Being curious will change your world. Curious about religion, politics, relationships, ways of dressing, fashion, food. They're all out there to explore. What a cornucopia. Every day there's something new. And I think that's so wonderful. So if you find yourself maybe feeling a little rigid, if you find yourself like, be curious. Ask a person about, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Where do you come from? And tell me how you feel about that, or why do you feel that way? Or if there's something in your neighborhood or your community that you don't know about, but you've always wondered about, a landmark, or maybe something that's designated as a historical, be curious about it. Take 5 minutes, explore it a little bit, expand your horizons. Open up. Be expansive. You never know. One of those things might turn out to be your greatest passion. You might be curious about something and just discover a passion that you didn't even know was out there or within you. As we move forward in this ascension, the energies are calling on us to expand, to be open, to move out into the world. And being curious is one of the best ways to do that. Thank you for being here with me today. I truly appreciate you sharing this Masterful Chat with me. And I'd really appreciate to hear your comments, thoughts, suggestions for the channel. Please just put them in the comment section below. And as promised, I'd like to share with you a spiritual tip to help you move through your day with more ease and grace and peace. If I'm in a situation and it seems kind of locked in and locked down, I like to ask myself, how would this be possible if I want to change it up? How would it be possible for me to change this? And I may need to say it 3 or 4 times, and quite often I say it out loud. How would it be possible to change the situation? How would it be possible for this to be the outcome? And then I sit quietly and see what comes. Open up the possibilities. Don't make it an either or, this, that, whatever. How would this be possible? If you give that a try, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It'll really help the channel. And thank you to all my wonderful subscribers. I truly appreciate you. Thank you for being here with me today for this Masterful Chat. And wherever you're at in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Until we chat again, blessings.